What's up, guys? Wascos23 here. And before we start this video, I just want to say I don't want to offend any fighting game fans because I love fighting games. And I'm not a hardcore fighting game fan, but anyway, get into it. Are fighting games ever going to reach their heyday, their prime back in the 80s, 90s, back when Street Fighter was just coming out, Mortal Kombat was just coming out? Are they ever going to be there? And some will argue they are, but I will argue that they're not. They're not technically mainstream. They're kind of an underground society of their own gamers, and they play them and they have fun, but they do sell a lot. But what will it take for fighting games to ever reach that status again where they're dominating? Well, first of all, when did they dominate? They dominated back in the day, back when they were in arcades. You could just, you know, go play with, go get a whole thing of quarters, go play, blah 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 in the arcades. Which is when really where fighting games are fun. Fighting games are mainly fun against when you're playing one on one with a friend that you know, whatever. Um, but now you got to pay $60 for a fighting game, and then the expansions come. The ultimate, the Super Street Fighter 4 comes out, and then the arcade edition, and then this and this and that. Um, so my point is with fighting games on the next gen consoles, what do they need to do to improve? First of all, I think the price needs to change. I think fighting games, I shouldn't have to pay the same for a fighting game as I do for a Call of Duty or a Halo. I think I should pay $40 for a fighting game, just in case they do come out with the DLC. Then I can spend money on the DLC. But I think that the DLC should be free as well to the loyal fans because they deserve it. They bought the fighting stick, they bought all that stuff. But if you want people who never will buy a fighting game because of the price to buy your games and play them and have fun, then they need to be cheaper. I think that it would bring a community of people who love fighting because everybody, whenever you have a party and you have a bunch of people playing at your house, everybody loves it. It seems like people who don't even own a fighting game, seem to play it and have fun. And they would buy it if it wasn't $60 because fighting games were meant to be sort of a novelty thing where you pay a little price for it, but you have fun at the same time. $60 is just a little bit ridiculous. But look at this gameplay. Like that's amazing gameplay for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This is like it's so fun. But I paid $20 for this. This is the best $20 I've spent in a long time. So you know what I'm saying? Like I got a brand new $20 GameStop, and like it's a great $20. Like seriously, if they made their launch price $40 and then like the next 2 months, like 2 months after the launch, made it 20, you'd sell so many copies. Like people would buy it because it's cheap. It'd be a great game. You can get good at it, and then you can go play with people at your house. But that's just my feeling about fighting games. I think that eventually they might. I fear that they will die off because of the price. I just fear it. I don't think they'll die off because there's a lot of fans of them, but they haven't grown like the amount of fans. The same people that are playing them now were playing them 15 years ago. So like I just think that a new audience needs to grow, and the way to grow that new audience would be through changing some things. And that's not just for this game. That's for a lot of different types of games, shooting games, sports games, a lot of. But the new gen consoles where you can't on the Xbox One, you can't have used games, stuff like that. The fighting games are going to need to make adjustments. So the gameplay is getting better without a doubt, but I just think that the price has to change if fighting games want to keep going because I think that they have lost a little bit of their luster, even though because fighting game fans still play the old Street Fighters, they still play the old Mortal Kombat because they're cheap. They can go buy them on the arcade for like $5 and be a good $5 spent. But yeah, leave a comment down below if you agree with me. I know some people might disagree. I want to say I do not mean any disrespect to any fighting game fans out there. Watch out 23 signing out. Have a good one.